Meet my friend Pete. He's a perfectly normal individual with a very healthy intestine full of good bacteria. He's someone who loves to ski, but he's a little bit clumsy, so he had an accident and broke his leg the other year, and this required a surgery. Now, to prevent any infection at the site of injury, Pete was given some very strong antibiotics to kill any pathogen that might be around. What he didn't realize, however, was that although it kills some of the pathogens, it also kills the good bacteria which are in his intestines, leaving it essentially empty. Now, hospital environments are generally very, very clean, but there are some bacteria that resist to common methods of cleansing, for example, alcohol cleaning. And he's unfortunate enough to pick up one of these bacteria. This one is called Clostridium difficile on one of the many surfaces of the hospital. And it ends up infecting him, and you guessed where? His intestines, because they're so empty and not protected anymore. This leads to him leading many painful nights on the toilet. Obviously very unpleasant. But his doctors say, we have a solution. And what they do is they give him another course of antibiotics, very strong antibiotics, to make sure that the pathogen is completely destroyed. But as you guessed it, the antibiotic does not only kill the pathogen, it again kills all the good bacteria in the intestines, and this leads to a vicious cycle of recurrence where Pete is again walking around the hospital. He again picks up one of these nasty bacteria on one of the surfaces around, and he again spends long, painful nights on the toilet. And the symptoms are actually much worse than just being on the toilet. This is something that often leads to death in this situation as well. And so what we were wondering was, well, is there another way to fight this? And it turns out that in this situation, it's not actually the bacterium that causes the symptoms, but actually little bombs that the bacteria drop inside the intestines. These are called toxins. And what we developed at Inositec is a molecule that's able to disarm this bomb and therefore stop any damage from occurring in the intestines during the infection. Now, the very unique thing with this molecule is that it's non-antibiotic. So that means that it actually enables the good bacteria to regenerate itself and therefore to fight away any pathogenic bacteria that tries to come again, so that we break this vicious circle of recurring infections, which is such a pain in this case. What this leads to is a faster and lasting recovery for patients so that they don't spend their days on the toilet, but rather outside in the sun, enjoying life. And this is the first of the products that Inositec is developing. We're also working on developing innovative new therapies in other indications such as cardiovascular, and I'd be happy to tell you a little bit more about it later on if you should so be interested. Thank you very much.